That's a beautiful sunset there. Look at that. That looks nice. That's East Coast, Canada style. We don't need the illusions to make that look beautiful. That's just natural with the naked eye. Look at the colors. And a beautiful sunset. They say you let actions speak louder than words. Well, say no more. I'll just watch a little while. Go smoke my 420. I hope you enjoy. Love you. I was thinking something like this, just to wonder how it sounds like. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I just recorded a couple of audios from songs I come up with when I had a band in my front room. Sorry about that. I got a tickle in my throat. I'm going to play these songs just to see how the audio sounds when I go to watch this over. Hide it around. I suppose you shut that music out first. I'm still figuring this out. Alright, watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play some song here in a minute. I want to hear what the audio sounds like when I play it back later on after this stream. But I'm going to play, it's in Cape Breton Jam Session. My playlist. When I used to have a band in my front room when I lived downtown in my hometown. There's a couple of tunes that we were able to put the video. But I got to do this first. Beautiful sunset this evening, ladies and gentlemen, on the east coast of Canada. We don't need no illusions or camera tricks. That is what you see. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, listen to this. Cape Breton Jam Session Part 2 on my YouTube channel. I want to hear how the audio sounds when I play it back later. hope you heard that all right. How you doing, hey Zozo? I'm curious how the audio sounded. You want to see? That was one day I just wrote that. I just got that tune like earlier that day, and that's me playing the guitar. My neighbor was the drummer. He came in. A buddy of mine came in with a camera and he says, "Here, boys, play a tune for us." We just freshly smoked the 420 before my buddy walked in with the camera. So like, "Here, Steve, listen to this tune. See if you got something for it." And I played it, and that was the second time. That was the second time we played it. It was pretty impressive. What a rush I got off of that. I just got a rush off of that. That's Cape Breton Jam Session Part 2. I'm going to do one more tune, ladies and gentlemen, just to hear how the audio sounds when I come back. This is Cape Breton Jam Session Part 3. Thanks for giving me a moment of that time, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to that music here. Listen to those tunes. I want to hear how the audio sounds when I come back to it, eh? And if it sounds alright, I might do that every now and again. And soon, we're going to be doing it live. It'll be a stream in itself. Actually, I got one more I wanted to try that wasn't music. How'd that sound, ladies and gentlemen? I hope that sounded out all right. I'll know when I go back, hear it later. Thanks for giving me a minute. I'm going to try these sound effects every now and again. That was a keeper. I kept that video because that was a keeper. That was a keeper. Oh, the wizard fell. After that, the wizard fell down. I hope you're having a good day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a good day. We're on the east coast of Canada, and this is my view. St. Joseph's Church, Catholic Church, was rebuilt in 1910. It got the highest steeple on the east coast. From this side of Montreal. If you want to see a steeple any bigger than that, you got to go to Montreal. Very shortly, the Newfoundland Ferry will be pulling out. It hasn't moved in the last couple of days because it's been super windy. But it's moving now. It's moving. So if we're lucky, we'll see it go before it turns night. It's a beautiful church. I see tourists coming from the ferries. They come up and take pictures of this church. People take pictures. People come all around the world to take pictures of this church. So I'm representing the East Coast. I'm representing Cape Breton, North Sydney. And welcoming all to come. Now we just go back and just take it easy while I go down to that kitchen and smoke me a 420. I just went back and listened to the sound, and it sounded good. Just need to be turned down a little bit so it leveled it with the mic. But that sound didn't sound too bad. Listen to the pipers. I'll be sure to start the stream with the bagpipes. Did you go back and check out the video and can hear? I know what it was now. I know what it was. Why she was doing that. Because she was eating my plant. She ate my plant and it got her right horny. So she put the fuck into her blanket for hours. She's alright now. But I'll leave the plant there because it might have been good for her. She was eating my 420 plant. That's all. Let's put them strip out. What a beautiful sunset. It's like a painting. You know how tricky it would be to color the clouds like that? I have such a huge skyline here. I can see a lot of sky. So the clouds are gonna look cool, very cool in the future. With the colors that I get and the pictures you can create. Imagine. Look at the birds. Can you notice the birds? They're dive bombing each other in the sky. That's a negative on that, sir. I don't see the crows. I do not see the crows. You just gotta wait a little longer. When the moon comes up, it comes up too far down in the harbor. So once we get this angle, and we will, then we'll see the moon come up on the horizon. And I'll do it live as it happens. When the moon comes up on the horizon, I will show it live. We got that much skyline for it to come, and it will come long before this. And we can watch the moon pass by. It's beautiful. You'll even hide behind the steeple, and I got the angle. But we'll see it hide behind the church steeple. Wait till you see it, folks. Give me like, I would say another week or so, a couple days or a week or so, the moon will be up enough that we'll be able to see that. We'll be able to see it coming up. Wait till have you ever seen a full new moon? Ah, it's beautiful. I hope we can get the colors in it too. I'm up for a treat. I've never seen it yet through a live cam, and it's gonna be quite the show. And the way the clouds go, you know, thin clouds go around the moon and makes it a halo. We'll see all that, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. And if you check out the comment lists, I go through the videos after I'm done, and if I see highlights of something very cool, I will put the time in and tell you where to look. Wait till we get thunderstorms and we get chain lightning. That's gonna look beautiful. When we get nor'easter and snowstorms and you can see it coming. You can see it coming across the water. Wait till you see that happening. I'll be able to see it coming. I'll give you the play-by-play as it comes. It usually gives me enough time to go down to the fucking get a Tim Horton coffee before it either snows or pours. But you can see the rain off to a distance too. If it's raining off to a distance, you'll see that. And like I say, I got other angles too. I got other views and other windows. So you're in for a treat if you stick it out with me, and every now and again come back in and see what we got. It will blow your mind. Like a blow mine. Ladies and gentlemen. Or watch the full moon, not the full moons. You see the full moons, of course, but the rainbows, when the rainbows go by. That's gonna be cool. I never seen it yet, but I bet you on this angle, we can get a full rainbow that will go around that church. And if that happens, dude, I'll drop down on my knees and I'll say, thank you very much, sir. Because I know you're with me. But watch, it will happen. Wait till you see the full moon. It'll be like a time lapse. I already got it in my playlist. If you go into my playlist and scroll down, you'll see the time lapse of the full moon going behind the steeple. But the next time that happens, we'll do it live. We'll do it live. Check that out. You'll definitely enjoy it. And the full moon on the right angle will line right up to the top of that cross. So it's like right above the steeple. There's a video of that in there too in my playlist. It's a must-see. Take a look-see. I got lots of videos, so I'm trying to put the best of in my playlist, so it makes it a little bit easier to find. I think I got like a fucking thousand, I tell you. Yeah, rainbows are cool, especially when they're double ones. Double rainbow, that's pretty cool. And you can see it coming, and you'll see it going, floating by in the sky. Oh, I can't wait till it happens. I can't wait. It's gonna happen. Just gotta let fate be. But I'm not changing any angles. This is the angle for this view. Whatever view I start off on the stream is the view. I will keep it till the sun goes down. You know what I mean? I'll keep that view. I won't keep changing it. This is the view for the day. Beautiful sunset, folks, on the east coast of Canada. Beautiful sunset. There's millions of people in the world today, and if I can get a couple of them to check this out, to see what it's like, what it looks like in Canada, what it looks like on the east coast. Some people might even be coming this way. I should put that in the highlights at some point, the description. Cape Breton, Canada, because that would be something if the people come to the ferry to go to Newfoundland, and then they end up seeing my video and commenting saying, hey, I'll be there. I'm going to Newfoundland. That could happen. And I'll be like, wave to the camera when you take a picture of the church across the street. Oh, the possibilities, ladies and gentlemen, are endless. Wait till people start figuring out around here that this is what I'm doing. I'm advertising, I'm highlighting, I'm representing Cape Breton Island. And this is an awesome view, so it speaks louder than words. And we're all in for a treat. I'll even build a snowman over there on that corner lot there where that grass is at. I'll put your snowman in there, and you can see me do it. I'll throw a couple of bucket snowballs at the window, and you can see me do that too. This is it won't be a hard snowball, but I'll bounce a couple of snowballs at the window at you. I'll run out in a snowstorm, out on the road, and make you snow angels. I'll do fucking cartwheels and flips. I don't give a fuck. Watch this, folks. I might just have fun this winter by showing you what it's like you can do on the East Coast. Some snowstorms, you won't even be able to see the church across the street. The only time it will be a bad view in the storm is if the rain is beating against the window here, because then you won't see it, right? But it looks cool when it does that, because you can see the wall of water on the street coming up the hill. But I don't think you were going to be able to catch that. I might try it just to see what it looks like. But if it's not blowing against the window, then it's gonna even look better. We're in for a treat. You don't need to subscribe, but I would gotta get used to saying subscribe to my channel. But I would appreciate it if you just came back. You don't even need to say hello. Just come back and give me a view. Because you won't see this anywhere else in the world, ladies and gentlemen. This is $1 million view. This is $1 million shot. I didn't have my webcam the other day last week, but 2 weeks ago we had the Christmas parade go by this window, so I missed it. I was working that day anyway, and I didn't have the cam. But we got a Christmas parade. We get parades and everything. Funerals, weddings. We got our ladies and gentlemen. You may just like it if you keep coming back and taking a look-see here and there. If I know that the moon is lining up, I'll do it like a pre-show to kind of let you know. And at a certain angle in this window, the full moon or any moon at a certain angle, if it hits that certain angle, I can see 6 moons. 6 moons with the naked eye. In the window, 7 with the naked eye. Check it out. There's a video on that in my playlist too. But the video in my playlist, it shows the 6 moons, and I can make them disappear and reappear. If you're curious to wonder what that looks like, ladies and gentlemen, check out my playlists and my YouTube channel, Crafted Man 1. You may just like it. And if you look at my channel on my homepage, you'll see me standing on stage. And the big picture in the back is me standing on the stage looking out to 20,000 people for the first time and the only time I ever did it. That was when Aerosmith came to town. I worked that job start to finish. Start to finish. And before my camera died, I got a chance to take that shot. Right in the center, I had to move the drums that were on 4 wheels, like a little tiny stage. The drums were on there. So when the time come, we had to unplug everything and then move the drums off to the side, and you only got like seconds to do it. And we did it. We completed it successfully. But while I was waiting to do it, I took the shot. I took the shot. Once in a lifetime shot. And then I made rock and roll history a couple hours later. That was history, being there, what I was doing right at the moment anyway. You they could write a movie about fucking that, just the week that I was there doing that. And now I made some rock and roll history and met Steven Tyler and Aerosmith. On a day's notice. People come and picking me up 6 o'clock in the morning and I didn't even know what the fuck they were. 2 guys came pick me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I thought it was a fucking joke. But I went along with the joke for a minute. I didn't know how I was going to take it if it wasn't a joke, but we drove to Sydney and sure as shit, let's set her up. Day 1 of day 7. And I got the videos of some of the videos in that in my playlist too. Where I walk across the field. There's one of them I even went over and punched a ticket. I walk across the field. I went in and punched a ticket kind of thing to let them know I was there. And then I went right up on the center of the stage. I think that was day 3. Right up the stairs, stood on the front of the stage. I got a video of that, folks. You know what I mean? That's like a roadie experience of a lifetime. And then making rock and roll history later on that night. And that was lifting the piano for Aerosmith's encore. I was under the stage, and Steven Tyler was less than an arm's reach away. And I'm closest to the piano, and the little stage rises up to meet up with up above. And I'm sitting right there and I'm watching him rise while he starts playing Dream On. And if you look at my playlist and you find that video, and it is there, I am underneath. I am underneath that fucking stage, waiting for the piano to come down. What about that? That was surely a dream come true after about 5 days of not sleeping. That was beautiful. So that's just a little story. I'll probably tell it a time or two again about my pictures on my profile page. But that's making rock and roll history to end their tour in 2014. They ended their tour here in Sydney, Cape Breton. And a fellow like me got to pull off something like that. But it didn't mean nothing to nobody, but it meant everything to me. And I got the picture to prove it. Thanks, buddy. It's a nice view. It's going to be an awesome sunset, dude. Awesome sunset tonight. It's like a painting. This is in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, Canada, dude. I'm on the East Coast. I'm on the East Coast. This is Cape Breton view, dude. This is the Cape Breton Island view. School bus. Every time you see a school bus, you gotta holler it out. School bus. We gotta write that up. We gotta write up the rules in here. That's the first rule I guess we'll use. I don't like rules, but we gotta have something. If you see a school bus, you gotta holler it out. School bus. Or if you like the one I used to do it with my daughter, red car, blue car, green car. But she would win because I'm colorblind. But at the same time, I'd hope that it was teaching her that sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, don't matter how old you were. You're not always right. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You gotta learn to be a winner, and you also gotta learn to be a loser. Oh, yeah, you're in New York, dude. Oh, that's cool, bye. Hello to New York City. Are you in the city or are you just in the state of New York? I'm in Canada, though, so we got provinces. We got provinces. You guys got states. Did you ever go? I know New York is big, but did you ever go down to the Times Square? I've seen it on live. I've seen it over the years. 45 minutes from the city. Nice. You could probably, if you're up high, you could probably see the fucking city from where you're from. Huh? Or the bright lights anyways. Can you see stars? You probably can't even see a star if you looked up. I see stars too. Too bad we couldn't see the stars at night here through this cam because I got the constellation of Orion floats by my window every single night of the winter. And it looks cool. I got an app that shows it too. I can pull the app up and it will show me all the constellations. And there's Orion floating right across me like a window. I probably should bring that up, show it. Maybe I'll do that some night. I'll put my phone up to the camera and you can see the constellation of Orion as it goes by. You won't be able to see the stars, but you'll know that the constellation is there. See? That's why I'm cracked, man, dude. I figure shit out as I go. You can't plan the future. The future just gotta happen. But I can do that. That's a cool idea right there. If it works, if I puts it up to the phone, up to the, and use the phone to the camera and look at the constellation of Orion that's going across me like a window right behind this here church. Oh, you've been to the Times Square for the New Year? Right close? Cause dude, there's a shitload of people there. You couldn't fit that many people on this island, dude. I tell folks that are in the city, you go stand outside on your sidewalk in the city Stand there for 10 minutes and you've probably seen the population of this island. 10 minutes. Maybe 15. No, I wouldn't even give it 15. You got more people than 5 city blocks. I go and check those when I, being an island boy, being an island fella, because I'm on an island. This island is smaller than the whole city, dude. New York City is probably the whole fucking circumference. There's the word of the day. Is that the word I'm looking for? The whole circumference of the island. And then some. If you drive on the opposite side of the road, what? In New York? Well, you drive like down under. I don't got my license, but I think everybody drives on the right-hand side, left-hand side to pass. I think that's what it is. But refresh me fucking memory. I don't even get in the vehicle much, but I got in one today. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, man. That'd be pretty cool down at Times Square in New York City for a New Year's. Holy shit, the people that would be there. That'd be the biggest party that I'd ever be in. Drive on the right-hand side. Yeah. New York, you're just right below us anyways. You're on the East Coast, aren't you? Yeah, New York is on the East Coast, just right underneath this area. We'll keep this going, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty soon you're going to start seeing the lights coming on across the water. I see a couple of them just popping on right now. But it's that time of night. I'll let her go. You can see the day turn to night. We'll go from light to darkness with a view like that. Hey, I'm going to say it. I'm guilty. I can sit there at this window and smoke my puff and drink my coffee and and be all right with that. You know what I mean? You know, I'd be all right with that. is cheap, he says. The rent is cheap in New York. I'm gonna sit behind this camera bang and just take it easy for a minute there. Anybody got anything to say? I'm right here right now. See it? But that's a beautiful sunset, I'll tell you that right now. That's $1 million view to a beautiful sunset. On this December 18th, 2019. Christmas is just right around the corner. Can you imagine, folks? We're going to be in 2020 very soon. We're in the movies. We're living in the movies. 2020. Hey, you going to Times Square on 2020? If you go down there on 2020, you send me a picture. Because it'd be cool to know that I kind of know somebody that's down there on 2020. The next big one like that will be 3030. No, will be 2030. But 2020, that's... You're in the movies. The future is now. But where I come from, dude, we're like still 50 years in the past, so the future is not here. We're lucky we even got internet. No, but the future's not here. The technology's not here yet. That's why I do my part to try to... I've been doing it for years, doing my part to try to help my community and try to be a good citizen for the local tourists, or the not local tourists, or the tourists that come in from the boats. Give them direction. Well, how much would you say you would pay rent for a view like this in New York City? Or just a view like this? She's a bit. This is $1 million view, so you'd pay $1 million to get this view somewhere. I don't pay that for my rent, though. There's the lady with the 2 dogs on the corner. I likes this lady. She's a hairdresser. $1,200. But what if you have to pay your own utilities? Yeah, dude. Something like that. I'll say something like that anyway. Just to give you a ballpark. That's a ballpark. But this view here, dude, in this whole town, this is the best. It is the best. I lived in many dumps in this community. Most of the apartments around here, dude, houses, are over 100 years old. So I lived in a lot of dump apartments. Homeless a few times, but I lived in a lot of dump apartments because I could only afford the cheapest, most dumpiest apartment that there is. Some places, the rats and the mice won't even want to go in there. You can't clean up fucking dump, you know what I mean? You can do your best though, but a dump is a dump. But after all the years of living in places like that, my daughter actually found this apartment for me. I was living in the dump before I moved there. One of the worst dumps I ever lived in too, as a matter of fact, but it was the most history-making dump because I made rock and roll history while I lived in there. But that's why it's a sign, because I literally lost my mind, and then that was the call I got to go do that job, right? All goes with it. But I lived in many dumps, man, to lead up there. But this is the best apartment in this town. I got lucky. My daughter found it for me. In that way, at 16, she saved my life, like saved my insanity. She did too. 16-year-old, your daughter saves your insanity. Gives you the best apartment you ever lived in, with the nicest view you ever had. Yeah, I enjoy it. I would enjoy that. Yep. In just a couple of short months, this place will be the longest place I ever lived in my life. 4 years. And I'm 41, soon to be 42 years old, and I never lived anywhere longer than 4 years in my life. This will go down as it's be history making, personal history making coming up. The best place I ever lived in, the longest place I ever lived in. I actually finally got some sort of stability in my life after 42 years. I got it. Finally, just like finally. Still live one day at a time, one meal at a time, one smoke, one toke, one coffee at a time. But hey, you got to be thankful for what you got. And I like this view. Oh, see, we can see these birds coming. Yep, there they go. Two birds on the fly. Two birds on the fly. The lights are popping on. Can you notice the lights? Oh, I'm hoping one of them fairies will give us that hint that they're leaving. They honk a horn, half hour. Should be right around now. One bedroom apartment in New York is $1,200. That's nothing included, ladies and gentlemen. You better have a good wallet. So what, you double that for two? Holy fuck. So by the time you get your utilities, it'll be like $1,500 a month. Pay your first, pay your last, and we want a half the damage deposit. And we want it up front. Sure thing. Just give me 1 minute. We'll do it like that. Watch them lights come on. We just hang here and chill out, ladies and gentlemen, but at the 2 hour mark, I'll shut her down. Shut her down. Should be night by then. For anybody new that's watching, I'm on the east coast of Canada. This is my view. For anybody around the world that hasn't seen it, this is it. This is what the east coast of Canada looks like. Gateway to Newfoundland. That's what they call us, dude. Gateway to Newfoundland. Thank you for stopping by, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to throw that in there so I can hear what it sounds like when I watch her back. I will be shutting her down at the 2 hour mark. Thank you for coming in and watching. Please come back. You're in for a treat. I got some surprises for you. But we'll just relax out for the rest of the time. Do some jazz or blues. With the letter I, that is a church, my friend. you watching. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I shall return. Thank you very much. But I'm shutting her down.